Are we recording? Do you have a fucking bowl?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
Oh no, you have a bowl, you fat fuck.
No, it's just gonna be loud and noisy and obnoxious.
Granger, listen to the intro. Wow, Granger, you go ahead.
Didn't you do the last one?
I did the last one. Last I checked.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shopping with Gerald. My name's Gerald, and today we're gonna take some look at some fine antique wardrobes.
Hey, welcome to Powers Productions. You're back with story time. Granger doesn't want to do it correctly.
What do you mean? That was
Today,
the script that was given.
Today, we will be listening to a story provided to us by ours truly, Granger.
Gerald. That's me.
Hush.
Huh?
Introducing everyone, we have Tommy.
You should probably say some fucking words, Tommy.
But I did though. I said,
That's not words. Also, that was the most low enthusiasm I've heard possibly ever.
Moving on!
Oh.
We have Rudy.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Rudy.
That's him. And then I'm Jacob. That's me. And lastly, we've got Granger, who's telling the story.
But you said me first? Okay.
Yeah, but I just said that you were telling the story. We didn't...
Oh.
It wasn't like an introduction.
Yeah, okay.
Which
You
is
guys
what
want-
we're doing now.
Y'all
You guys wanna
motherfuckers need to
just-
take notes. That's how you make a fucking intro. Good job, Jacob.
You guys want to know what the story's called?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, let's hear it.
Today's story is called The Blues Clues Blues.
what does it have to do anything with Jacob?
Nothing.
We'll find
Yet.
out, I guess.
I have a disclaimer at the beginning if somebody wants to read it, or I can just read it to you.
What?
Anybody want to put on a disclaimer voice?
Okay.
I think
Hey.
Tommy should do it.
Tommy, you go ahead.
Votes on Tommy.
You're right. It's your story.
But it's a disclaimer. Okay.
Warning! Well, the following story contains more dog fucking jokes than the number of dogs a certain unnamed member of the party has fucked in the past several years. If your name is anything close to Jacob Abear, or if you wish not to hear inappropriate dog fucking escapades ad nauseum, or you just don't like inappropriate jokes at all, you may wish to avert your ears or
You
stop
also
listening to this. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone.
What did
Oh,
I guess that was kind of part of the warning, but like I didn't expect him to leave.
Also, if you don't like inappropriate jokes, you're on the wrong channel, buddy.
Okay. August 11th, 2001. Blues Clues was at the height of its popularity, and the attack on the World Trade Center was 1 month away.
What the fuck?
Those two events hold no correlation. Don't think about it too much. Honestly, I'm sorry I even mentioned it.
Everybody knows Pickles Cage was the one who ran into the towers anyway.
All I'm saying is, if Blue really cared about you, you should have stopped putting her gross-ass paws all over the fucking place and stopped those terrorists before they could do anything. Anyways, it was a delightful Saturday morning.
Sometimes I just like to wait at the silence.
George...
Anyway. Oh god.
George W. Bush was apparently making a speech over the radio addressed to the nation about stem cell research or some shit. I looked that up. I'm pretty sure that's true. An episode of Kablam had just finished rolling credits, leading into Nickelodeon's Kids Block, and Blues Clues had just started. Sitting around the TV in their parents' living room were 4 little Rugrats and an unborn embryo. There was Tommy, the bubble wrap boy, Jacob, the dog enthusiast, Granger, the human calculator, Norman, the unborn pile of stem cells George Bush was probably talking about, and Rudy, the future streaming legend, Mr. Gamer Shot himself, the coochie killer, the only known boy alive who could cause physical pain by simply combining 2 words, the titan of taking too many things on his plate at once, the boy you can call whatever you want as long as it's only one of 2 things, and finally, Ray William Johnson Hitler manifested into a young boy's
let that
body.
die. Go ahead.
Okay.
The
You were
show
saying-
started normally. The whole gang got excited as Steve started to explain what they were going to do today. Then Blue came on screen. And Jacob, not knowing what a boner was because he was a child, got a tingling feeling deep inside himself. Most likely the awakening of his sexual fantasy for all things dog. Right before Steve was about to do his mail dance and open some mail, he turned to the camera and pulled out a weird device from the pocket of his green shirt. He aimed it straight at the camera, pushed a button, and then a blinding light enveloped not only the entire screen, but the living room of the children as well. After the Call of Duty 4 flashbang effect had left everyone's eyes, you guessed it, they were greeted with the wonderful sights they knew all too well. They saw the thinking chair, TM. They saw that phone beside the thinking chair that Steve may or may not be smart enough to actually use. They saw... Well, it's mostly just a regular house, to be honest. It was all cartoony. And more importantly, it was the Blue's Clues house. And there before them was Steve and Blue.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah?
Is Paprika born yet?
Yeah, is this
I didn't address that in this, but it has to, because Periwinkle and Magenta are here, right? And they're like kind of part of that
Those are
universe.
old. When I was a fucking toddler, that wasn't around. Well,
I
not
don't
old.
know.
Those are new, I should say.
I don't know. I didn't look into the Blue's Clue lore that deep. I'm sorry.
Dang.
disappointing?
Fine.
I love that show.
Also, does anybody know what Kablam is?
Kablam is that fucking show with
I
like, the poorly
vaguely
drawn
know what it
characters
is.
hosting it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
It's like a fucking weird clip show before clip shows were a thing.
There's apparently lost media of it or some shit like that. I don't know. I watch a lot
that's-
of weird shit on YouTube.
That's dumb.
Fuck you.
Anyways, it was the Blue's Clues house. And there before them was Steve and Blue. Hi guys! I'm so excited to meet you. Listen, I've got a little adventure for you guys to go on. But first, how about me and Blue show you around the house? The five were utterly speechless. Especially Norman, who had just died by losing the only bit of life force he had ever had as a fetus by teleporting into TV land. So Split's dead now.
Alright then.
It's a fetus.
Yeah, he wasn't born yet. It's 2001. That's just the way it is.
That poor bastard.
Fine. Yeah, fetus by teleporting into TV land. Tommy, who had gone catatonic and curled up into a ball inside his bubble wrap at the prospect of being sucked into the TV. And Jacob, who was utterly...
you.
I don't know. I'm a kid. I don't know any better.
Are you a squid?
No.
Are you?
Okay.
How about now?
Sure. I think you might be.
You're a
And
kid. You're a
Jacob.
squid. I'm sorry.
Who was utterly
Do you have to
captivated.
continue?
Maybe. And
Go on.
Jacob, who was utterly captivated by Blue's beauty in person.
Hey, Jacob, you got good taste.
The first to speak was Rudy. Okay, mister. But you can you let our mom and dad know that we're here in TV?
Pause.
We're supposed to go to... Yeah?
We're here in
Why the
TV.
fuck do I sound like that?
4 year no.
Yeah,
3,
you've had a
4 years old.
you've had a deep voice ever since you were 4.
Oh. Okay, do not bring attention to the fact that I peaked my mic every single time I talked in the fucking water bucket video.
I mean, alright, we won't.
Good.
You did though.
Fuck.
Dang
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it! You ruined the joke!
Fuck,
Did I?
fuck.
Alright, move on.
Okay, mister. But can you let our mom and dad know that we're here in TV? We're supposed to go to daycare soon. Don't worry about that, said Steve. I'll take care of them. You guys should go with Blue to meet Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper.
That's
That's
not ominous at
ominous.
all.
What do you mean?
Ominous.
I'll fucking take care of them.
Is it what? It's fine. Blue
Also,
then
if we're
quit.
just
Yeah.
going meat, salt, and pepper, the paprika's probably not there.
Is that where you went off to college?
They were normally there.
I got nothing. I didn't address them at all. Maybe Paprika's just like dead.
The other fetus that died upon transmission.
Blue then quickly ushered them into the kitchen where Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper greeted them enthusiastically. There, they were regaled with countless stories of the house, some of which they really didn't understand, like the time Mr. Salt fucked Mrs. Pepper on the upstairs balcony, or the time Mr. Salt replaced all of the salt inside himself with cocaine and did some, quote, crazy shit. All in all, the kids were very confused by the encounter, but were still looking forward to the rest of the tour when Steve walked in. Okay, kids, I took care of your parents, said Steve.
Again, super ominous.
They're dead. They're dead.
But the tour is gonna have to get cut short. I have a very important mission for you guys. Wait, what's this? He said, pointing to something on the kitchen counter. But it appeared to be a knife with what the kids believed to be strawberry jelly dripping off of the point of the blade. It had a blue paw print on it, on the hilt. Ah! This is part of the mission I was telling you about. You see, Blue has misplaced a few important items of mine, and I need them back. If you happen to find them, return them to me and I'll write it down in my notebook, Steve said, hastily cleaning the knife. Oh wait, who's this? Oh, it's me. Why are you gonna write it down in your notebook, mister? Said Granger, trying his hardest to make his young boy brain raise a red flag for the situation. Blue misplaced these items for a reason, and I need to figure out why. So when we find all three items, that is to say, the two remaining items, we can all go sit in the thinking chair and figure it out. Unfortunately, the thinking chair has been moved to the basement, because Mailbox wants to throw a rager tonight. So I'll have to show you guys where it is when you get the rest of the stuff. The four remaining members then formed a group huddle to formulate their plans.
Steve is gonna murder us.
Are you guys sure about we should do this? Asked Granger. Yeah! That dog is very cute! Said Jacob.
It's not funny. I'm not laughing.
And besides, why would Steve lie to us? I don't know, said Granger. But the strawberry jam on that knife didn't look like any I've seen before.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is Tommy still catatonic?
You'll see.
Oh, great.
I think we should split up, said Rudy. We can cover more ground that way and find Steve's valuables faster. Also, then I can maybe secretly convince Steve to give me Baba before nap time, so you guys don't find out about it.
What the fuck?
You're a young kid. You want your Baba. You want nap time. I just thought it was really funny that a deep voice would be saying stupid childish shit. So don't mind me.
It reminded me of the fucking the goddamn the brother that Angelica had a nightmare about from the Rugrats. He had like a really deep voice, but he was talking like fucking my binky.
Tommy said nothing, as he was too afraid to speak. The group huddle then dispersed, and Rudy spoke. All right, Steve, we'll get your things, but in return, we have 3 demands. Number 1, free Milkies for everyone. Number 2, we wish to partake in the thinking chair. And number 3, I have a private affair I wish to meet with you about after the others leave to find items. Perfect, said Steve. Then let's get to work, everyone. Granger and Tommy went towards the magic painting together to look, while Rudy stayed behind to talk to Steve, and Jacob went up to Blue's room.
Fucking hell. Blue's room.
Inside the painting, Granger and Tommy interrupted an underground boxing match between Magenta and Periwinkle to ask for leads on the missing items. Get lost, said Periwinkle.
What the fuck?
Can't you see we're fighting here? Magenta just angrily stared at them with a black eye and pointed over towards a club known as Blues Booby Bungalow. The duo then made their way inside, witnessing things that would severely sexually confuse them for the rest of their lives. As well as make... Yeah?
I'm sorry, who's the two going in here?
Me and Tommy.
Okay, continue.
As well as make Tommy semi-catatonic permanently.
Oh my god.
Semi-catatonic permanently.
Yeah.
You're just slightly catatonic at all times.
Yeah.
Little.
Nah. Just a touch. They did, however, after sifting through many used stripper thongs and dog collars, managed to find a bottle of
dog collars.
Yeah. Jacob, you're not even involved in this part. Why are you sighing?
He's getting a little heated. A little hot under the collar, isn't it?
I'm gonna leave.
You didn't get my fucking... Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, I got it.
It's a pun.
Thank you.
I hated it.
After sifting through many used stripper thongs and dog collars, they managed to find a bottle of chloroform with Blue's paw print on it. Meanwhile, Jacob had found a pair of handcuffs with Blue's paw print on it
Oh my god.
a long time ago. It was now busy perusing through Blue's underwear drawer.
Hold the mayo. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Underwear drawer for a dog in the room for the dog?
Yeah.
I guess it's not totally out of the question, but underwear?
I mean, there's also a Blue's Booby Bungalow, which is, I would assume, is just a bunch of, like, anthropomorphic dogs that are strippers.
Whoa.
I don't know what that is.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
You wrote it.
Yeah?
You do this every time. Oh.
Okay.
Continue.
Kill me.
Garbage man.
Let me suffer.
After escaping the horrible sights of the painting, Tommy and Granger went to find Jacob and Rudy to escape from the Blues Clues house as well. The duo found Jacob upstairs, inhaling deeply a gray pair of panties with pink lace, lettering on the back spelling Juicy. They relayed to him the events in the painting, and after a few
No, that's fine.
jealous remarks
I
from
disagree,
Jacob,
but continue.
they went to find Rudy, only to be caught by Steve. Ah! Just the people I was looking for, Steve said to the frightened trio. Your friend has already taken a head start at thinking in the thinking chair without you guys.
Oh my god.
And I believe now that you three have found the other items, I should show you the way so you can think too.
Did I at least get my baba?
You'll find out.
Oh, here we go.
The trio looked at each other hesitantly, but then silently decided to themselves to go along with Steve, as they never knew when they'd get another chance to sit in that chair. Steve showed them to the basement, and everything was fine. The end.
What?
Just kidding, that would actually be a twist, and we can't have that, can we? Steve showed them to the basement, opened the door.
Tommy, you okay?
I was just so shocked by the not twist.
Fell down the stairs, the poor boy.
Wait, hold on. Steve showed them to the basement, opened the door, and they stared down into a dark abyss. Granger was the first to go, as somewhere in that little calculator brain of his, he believed if he thought hard enough in the thinking chair, he'd become the world's best thinker ever. And he'd finally unlock the secrets behind human emotions. Jacob followed suit, hoping to find more blue paraphernalia. And Tommy had to be pushed down the stairs, as seeing darkness pushed him over the edge again and he froze in place.
Oh my god.
He broke both of his legs upon landing at the bottom.
What the fuck, dude?
I mean, makes sense. You pushed me down a flight of stairs.
Yeah. I think Steve did.
Wow, Steve.
And
But
Ken
you
and Steve
think-
did. I'm gonna take... Shut the fuck up, I'm taking the think out. Once the group's eyes adjusted to the dim lighting, what they saw scared them so bad that Tommy had a heart attack.
Oh.
Which given the way the rest of this story is going, might actually be a blessing in disguise.
Fair enough.
Corpses and skeletons were littered everywhere. 2 of which they recognized as their parents.
Are we all related?
Yeah,
I guess
we're all brothers.
Okay.
That's
Including
the only thing.
Splits, which
Yeah,
is
but-
dead.
Yeah, who died immediately because he was just unborn embryo.
Wow.
Yeah. The stench was unbearable. Rudy lay at the wall, chained onto a little kindergartner's nap mat with a milk bottle still in his mouth. Steve finally shut the door behind them, taking what little light there was in the room and leaving them in total darkness. Oh, fuck. We have to think of a way out of this, said Granger. Yeah, but how? Said Jacob. Granger then went to sit in the chair to try and come up with a solution. The instant his butt hit the chair, the basement door flew open, and Steve shot 2 double-barrel slugs straight into Granger's forehead
Oh my
before
God.
storming off again and locking the door.
Holy shit!
Apparently, years of sitting in that chair had instilled Steve with a telepathic link to the chair, and anyone who sits in it. Granger's thoughts of rebellion had to be stopped immediately. Coupled with the thinking chair's super thinking powers, it was only inevitable until the perfect solution was found. Rudy continued to lay there, sucking on his warm bottle of milk, but Jacob, now covered in the gray matter of his brother, quietly wept in a corner next to the skeleton of a small child
This
and the
is
corpse
so
of his.
fucked.
God.
This is the
Yeah.
only story that's had a disclaimer, Rudy.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because it's killing kids, and that's probably not a good thing to do. So, as a disclaimer.
You should have just said that. Now the fucking YouTube algorithm will never let anyone hear this.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
Quietly wept in a corner next to the skeleton of a small child and the corpse of his father that had now been chopped into several pieces. Out of the darkness, Jacob heard a noise he knew all too well. "Bow-bow-bow!" cried a voice
Oh!
a few feet in front of him. It was Blue, possibly here to save the day, but all Jacob could think about was how much he loved Blue, and how much he wanted to pee in her butt or something. He didn't exactly know how sex worked yet. Blue directed him to a small alcove in the wall, and put a paw on his shoulder to give him a slight nudge towards it. As this happened, Jacob tried his hardest to pop his first ever boner, before failing, coming back to reality, and heading towards the recess in the wall. He saw an inscription on the wall, and he tried to make out what it said, but because of the dim light, and also because he was illiterate, he was having a hard time. Boom! Jacob was knocked out cold. He dreamt of a wedding ceremony between him and Blue, and of a scene from A Christmas Carol where he was Bob Cratchit, and he and Blue had many deformed dog babies together.
Oh shit! Cool, mate.
Yeah. He awoke to the sound of masonry work. His hands were tied behind his back. His mouth was gagged, and his feet were chained to the wall. He was being cask of amontillado.
Great.
There's only a small hole with which he could see both Steve and Blue's faces, and it was quickly getting smaller. This is what we do to bad little boys and girls that can't keep their hands off of other people's property, said Steve, holding up all the things Jacob had stolen from Blue's room, presumably to learn how to masturbate to. He then asked Blue to do the honors and gave her one final brick to seal Jacob's fate forever. Rudy, just now awakening from his nap, was being unchained by Steve.
What the fuck?
The two looked at each other for a moment, and then they both knew what was to come. Steve took Rudy over to the thinking chair to be inducted into the Blue's Clues family. And so he was. From that day forward, Steve raised Rudy to be his son, and eventually on Steve's deathbed, Rudy took up Steve's mantle, hosting a new Blues Clues and luring children into the basement to begin the cycle anew. The end.
What the fuck, dude? Sure, you murdered like 80 orphans in my story, but come on, man.
Wow.
What the fuck?
That's the Blues Clues blues.
I liked the first ending.
Yeah, the first ending was fine, actually.
Where everybody was fine.
If you actually
Yeah.
ended it like that, I would have so much respect. But since
Yeah,
you
if I
didn't-
ended it like that, everybody would have been fine. Nobody,
liked-
only Split would have died. That was it.
I liked the good ending.
Yeah, the evil ending is it leaves some things that I don't necessarily like.
How do we get the good ending?
Jacob don't steal from fucking Blue.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd still probably. Would I just be raised with you?
Maybe. I guess as long as you stayed away from the thinking chair, you'd be fine.
Yeah, if everything was fine in the basement, Tommy wouldn't have had a heart attack.
Yeah, I just got killed for being an insubordinate little shit with a shotgun.
Yeah, you would have been fine as well. Split would have still been dead.
Yeah, but he was a fetus. He was already outside of the womb. He was dead by when the story started.
Initially I thought we were gonna fucking do 9/11,